Hello and welcome back to Poppy's Unpopular Opinion. As you can see, I'm very colorful today. I'm in my element. But anyways, today we're talking about my top 5 most embarrassing moments of my life up until this point. So sit tight, don't go anywhere, and get ready to laugh because you're probably going to hear some pretty funny stories.
I choose to smile, and you should too. Stay tuned for this episode on Poppy's Unpopular Opinion.
Number 1. So, because y'all know me, and because you watch my channel, you know that I was in marching band in high school. I was drum major in high school. I played the alto sax. Well, one football season, it was really cold. It was ice all over the football field, and we were supposed to march in it. Our band director was like, "We are the grand band from Eagle Land, and we march in any weather." And we were like, "Yes, sir. Yeah, we do. All right." So we have this really cool thing in our band called the freeze. Our band will march into like a formation or like a design, and then we'll stop playing, we'll stop marching, and we'll just freeze exactly where we are. Then everything keeps going. Well, on this icy day, we get to the freeze, and on my part, I'm supposed to step forward and then bop straight to the back like that. But to my dismay, I stepped on a block of ice. And when I stepped, and when I twisted, I started going down like this. Okay, so yeah, I fell in the middle of our marching show. So as I'm falling, I feel like as soon as I twisted on that ice, everything just went to slow motion. And so as I'm falling, I have my saxophone in my hands, and I'm like, I can't fall on my saxophone because that's gonna mess up my face. So I twist my body and I throw my sax like this way, and my body's heading towards the ground. And I like fall on my back. Well, this is the other sad part. In military marching bands, you stop for nothing. I had a row of like 8 more people behind me, and the person right behind me played the snare drum. I'm like, they're gonna run me over with this huge drum. So I hit the ground and I'm rolling around on the grass trying not to get hit, and then it's time for the freeze. And the crowd goes wild. I'm like, I'm so embarrassed. Everybody just saw me fall. And like everybody that was like, that saw it had their instruments, and they were like, "Bro, you okay? Bro, are you good? Are you okay? Are you good?" Like trying to whisper to me. And I was like, I don't know if I'm okay. And they're like, when we start back, you gotta get up. So I'm marching the rest of my show like, go grand band, woo. Number 2. Here we go, y'all. I was a basketball player. So I get to high school, and I was usually a point guard, but on the varsity team, he was like, "You got our point guard. I'm gonna turn you into a shooting guard." And I was like, "Okay, bet. That's easy." So he's like, "You're gonna be a 3-pointer." I was like, "Oh, even better. I love threes." So I was in the gym practicing, shooting my threes like, you know, I was in that. I was like, and I was like a double threat because nobody knew I could really dribble like that. So I was like, oh, I'm ready. So here we are. Time for scrimmages and everything. The coach is like, "Hey, I want you to scrimmage with the varsity team today." And I was like, bet, you ain't got to tell me twice, okay? What you mean? Okay. So scrimmages aren't like actual basketball games. So I was a little tired. I really wasn't in shape yet. So I was like, woo, I'm tired. And then I look across, and the point guard at the time is getting ready to pass me the ball. And I'm like, oh, I'm open. This is a perfect 3. I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm ready. I'm getting my breath back. I'm like, yeah, do your tricks, and then throw it to me. Throw it to me. And so she throws it to me. I get ready for my shot. It goes up. Arch.
Is beautiful.
I was out here like, oh, that's money, boy. That's money right there. Air ball. Air freaking ball. Oh my God. Of all this was my moment. This was the scrimmage. This is when coaches are looking at you. This is when they're like, is she gonna be on varsity this year? And I freaking airballed. Nobody even tried to catch it. Nobody tried to rebound. None of my teammates was like, that was a great pass. No, they was all just like, and the ref was like, dirt. And I was like, wow. And then right before they throw the ball in, this girl runs on the court. She's like, hey, I'm taking your spot. I'm tagging in. I looked at coach like, so you're just going to take me out after I airballed just to show everybody in the crowd that I airballed and that I'm not a good basketball player and you're just going to sit me on the bench? Like, wow. And here, now we are with number 3. Y'all, I think I was in 7th grade when this happened. We were sitting in math class, and at my school, we weren't allowed to have cell phones. So if your cell phone was seen, heard, or out, they were taking it up. Well, my phone was in my backpack. I was like, oh, I'm chilling. I follow the rules anyways. I'm not gonna get in trouble. Well, this particular day, I didn't cut my ringer off. And so we're sitting in class, the teacher's talking, giving the lesson. Everybody's like, oh, I don't want to be here, but we're listening, taking notes. And all of a sudden, there's a sound. There's a voice. Everybody's like, what is this? What is that? And I'm sitting there like, that's my phone. That's my ringtone. And to make it worse, this is what my phone said. Woo! Get your pants off the ground. Pants on the ground. Pants on the ground. Looking like a fool with your pants on the ground. Gold in your mouth. Hat turned sideways. Pants hit the ground. Call yourself a cool cat. Pants on the ground. Get your pants up. And I'm sitting there like, really, phone? Really? And so the teacher's like, give me your phone. You can get it at the end of the day. And I was like, wow. And then all my friends was like, wait, skip the fact that you got your phone taken up. Your ringtone is pants on the ground. And so now to number 4. Oh, this is like such a cute story. So I was in 5th grade. And there's this boy that I really, really liked. And I was like, ooh, he gonna be my boyfriend, but he don't know it yet, right? So I'm getting ready for school. I'm like, well, I'm gonna do my hair today, like myself. I want mama to help me, and I did a good job. You know, it was just kind of straight there, but I did a good job, okay? And then my mom was like, oh, you want some perfume? And I was like, yes, mama, I want some perfume. I want to smell good for my boo thing, okay? So she sprays me with her perfume. Remember, her perfume, okay? And I'm like, okay, I didn't want your, it's whatever. I don't care. At this point, I'm like, I got on my mama perfume. I got my hair done the way I want to. I look good. I'm going to talk to him today. So I go to school, right? And I'm like, hey, let me make up a name. Jamal. So I'm like, hey, Jamal, how you doing today? And he's like, oh, hey, what's up? You know how junior high guys are or whatever. So anyways, I'm like, oh, I'm talking to Jamal. And so then he like leans in and give me a hug. I said, oh, I'm finna get a hug from Jamal? Let me find out. So I'm hugging Jamal. I'm like, ooh, I just got a hug. And then he looks at me and he goes, and I'm like, what you sniffing for? And he says, why do you smell like my grandma? And I was like, that's my mama's perfume. And he was like, you wear your mom's perfume? And I was like, no. She hugged me before I came to school today. And I guess her perfume just lingering. Yeah, it's just on me now because she hugged me before she dropped me off. And he was like, okay, but like, you really smell like my grandma. And I was like, well, I'm sorry, I won't smell like this tomorrow. And he was like, okay. And I was like, bye. And last, but certainly not least, this was like kindergarten, maybe 1st grade. And in the cafeteria, there were 2 unwritten rules. If you broke these 2 rules, you were laughed at and remembered for the rest of your career in school. And to my luck, I broke one of them. The first rule, do not drop your tray. If you drop your tray in the cafeteria and your food goes everywhere, people are going to laugh at you and people are going to remember that. You did not want to drop your tray. Number 2, don't throw up. Do not puke in the cafeteria. Guess which one I did? Just guess. Yep, you're right. I puked in the cafeteria. Here's the story. Oh my gosh, I was so mad. I was so irritated. So we were sitting eating breakfast, and I think we were having like sausage biscuits. You know, you put your jelly on it, whatever. It was like me, my best friend Abby, and I think like KK. And then across from us, I don't want to use his real name. He knows who he is if he's watching this. So let me make up a name for him. Chad. So sitting across from me is Chad. And Chad had braces, like blonde, spiky hair, glasses, and he talked really loud all the time. So we're sitting across from Chad, and Chad's like, my sausage biscuits is all in my braces. And I was like, don't be digging in your mouth. And he dug in his mouth, and he was all in his mouth, and back there just pulling up all his chewed up sausage biscuit, and it was just saliva and biscuit and sausage everywhere. And he was trying to I just then gagged. Lord help me, I can't even talk about this story. And so I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to throw up. And Abby's like, Joycelyn, you can't throw up. And KK's like, ew, if you throw up, everybody's gonna talk about you. And I was like, he needs to stop. I was like, y'all tell him to stop doing that. That's nasty. That's nasty. And so he never stopped. I was like, stop doing that. And he was like, just in his mouth. And I was like, oh my God, I'm about to throw up. And so I think something like fell out of his mouth, and I was like, bleh, all on the freaking table. And everybody was like, ew, she threw up on the table. And I was like, I know, it's not my fault. He made me throw up. And the teacher came over there, and she was like, are you sick? And I was like, no, I'm not sick. He's just nasty. He nasty. I was like, I'm not sick. I didn't want to do this. Nobody want to throw up in the cafeteria. That's embarrassing. And it's not even my fault. But it happened. And I'm pretty sure when I got to high school, we were reminiscing on like old times. And I think KK or Abby, one of them was like, remember when you threw up in the cafeteria? I was like, shut up. That was not my fault. It was nasty little Chad's fault. Okay. But yeah, that's all for today. Those are my top 5 most embarrassing moments in my life thus far. Comment some of your most embarrassing moments, because I need to have a laugh at somebody else today, okay? Like, comment, definitely subscribe if you're watching this video. I have a lot of great things coming up. But with that being said, this is Poppy signing off. Peace, love, and blessings. Remember to live your life with #AllSmiles.